Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight I have a classy example of why ranked battles can be giant pains in my neck. So I've been trying to get you guys a video on the Leningrad today, and unfortunately every time I get into Leningrad, the very first engagement, I get my ass kicked. So yay. But then, while I was waiting for the Leningrad to come back, I jumped over to ranked battles, jumped into Colorado, just to say what could go wrong. You know, I'm into Colorado. I feel the Colorado's one of the better choices for battleship in the Tier 6, but then again, I'm partial because I like the Colorado. A lot of people don't. I don't know why, but a lot of people don't like the Colorado. It's a fantastic gun platform. It's got really super accurate guns most of the time. The only downside is the fact that if you go broadside in this, you will be punished. However, the good far outweighs the bad in this ship, as you are about to see. I hope you guys are ready, because this one's going to be a doozy. I am going to absolutely train wreck the entire enemy team. I hope you're ready. So, first of all, it's domination. That's a normal thing in ranked battles if you weren't aware. We are going to take a pretty early shot here. Look at this, Miyoko just absolutely begging for it, going to the center in a cruiser. First thing spotted. Why would you do this to yourself? Wait for it. Pow! Right out the gate, 20,000 damage. Not bad. And then he gets touched again, and he is down to no health remaining. And then he does something even worse, is, you know, he just slows down. He's like, I've lost my will to fight at this point. Just end me. So, we slow down too, because I don't want to shoot the island. And we get the shot off just ahead of him, realizing that he slowed down. And, yeah. He ain't getting away. Wait for it. Pow! Gone. First blood, 29,000 damage. Not a bad way to start the match, right, guys? We've got the advantage. We're moving into the cap. We're about to start helping our team cap the base. Then we're going to be able to get into a pretty good firing position to help the team. And the reason I like to swing over here into this cap is, A, you get XP for capping. So if I can get into the base early enough, I can help them cap. And because they were being shot, it reset it long enough for me to help cap. So we're going to get an assisted capture here. And once we get the assisted capture, then we get to shoot at all of the gorgeous targets presented to us, like the York, who is just absolutely begging for it. And luckily for him, I think he catches on that I shot at him, because if he had stayed put, he's a dead man. You can't sit broadside in a heavy cruiser to a Colorado. It'll end in tears every time. But their Scharnhorst has gotten a little bit too aggressive. He's pushing up into the center. Big surprise there. Scharnhorsts and Tirpitz and Gneisno, all of them just love to like shove themselves down people's throats and wonder why they died so early in the match. The Scharnhorst is a very good choice. Scharnhorst, Gneisno, both very good choices for Tier 6 ranked battles. And of course, your Akatsuki is going to be amazing. I would say the Jervis is probably there. Trying to think, it'd be the Moss, right? The Moss is the Tier 6 for the Germans. Probably a good choice as well, just because of that sonar ability. But for battleships, I like my Colorado, man. I do love the Colorado, and people think I'm crazy, but I'm not. Oh, hello, Hood. How are you doing? You just sticking your nose in there, huh? Just trying to figure out what can touch you. Well, guess what, Sunshine? I can touch you. Now, he gets very fortunate. He was already starting to slow down and back up here, and we still hit him for 18,000, maybe 19,000 damage. So, no Citadel on him this time, but he got pretty fortunate. But like I said, the amount of damage that I'm going to get in this match, the amount of kills that I'm going to get in this match, there is absolutely no way we can lose this match. Right? Wrong. We are definitely going to lose this match. And there was nothing more that I could do. I am doing everything for this team. Literally. Scharnhorst pulls out. I finish him off. Jervis is right there. I got to try to get out here, push these guys back into my team. Now, right out there to my left, you'll see there's a battleship. That battleship is going to be pretty much useless for the team. Now, I don't know who it is. I don't pay attention. I don't care. All I know is at the moment I'm trying to do my job, trying to do as much as possible and do, is everything I can to get rid of the enemy team. This York is going to get a little too overconfident. I don't know if he thought he was catching me off guard or what, but you can't do this, man. What are you thinking? He's lucky he's not dead. You can only screw around with 16-inch 45 caliber guns for so long. The reason the 45 caliber 16-inch guns are so dangerous is they have the penetration of a 16-inch gun. But they also don't fire it, like the shells aren't moving as fast as, like, say, the Iowa with the 50 caliber guns. So you end up getting more citadels, which means this thing can and will remove cruisers regularly, as this guy's about to find out. Or not. Darn, the island just didn't quite slow down enough to finish off the York. And that's going to come back and bite me in the booty. Now, again, I push straight out through here. The reason I do so is because I can use this moment to push the enemy back into the center, where my team usually is able to capitalize. However, if you notice the positioning of my team right now, this is probably not the best play, just due to the fact that 2 other battleships on my team pushed out into the open. And that means that all of our battleships are in no position to do any damage currently. And that's not preferable. And that is ultimately what loses this match for us. So, as much damage as I'm going to do, this one mistake probably cost me the match. Had I stayed in the center, I could have assisted better, and I would have probably been able to win this match. But what ends up happening is they got such a lead off of having 2 caps on us. And there goes our Jervis, there goes our Miyoko, and that leaves just me, a battleship, and a cruiser, and all of us are right here on this side of the map. None of us have any way of defending the caps. None of us have any way to do any damage currently until this hood decides he wants to come around the corner. Or she wants to come around the corner. I don't know. It's Army woman or women. I don't know. Maybe it's a guy that likes Army women. Maybe it's a girl. Who knows? All I know is it's a hood and it's coming around broadside. And unfortunately, I may have fired that a little prematurely. Little negligent discharge. No, I meant to fire the guns. I potatoed it. And that's on me. But here, me and this hood are both in the same predicament. We both are very capable of citadeling the ever-living crap out of each other right now. And all the difference is that I have 16-inch guns and they don't. They have 15-inch guns. So at this range, I get nasty penetrations. You can see I probably should have just went straight for the center of the ship. But you can see I was trying to go for citadels by shooting at the front guns. But the hood sits really low in the water. And while it is very easy to citadel a hood normally, this particular hood was turning slightly, not very well, but turning just enough to maybe cause me some grief as far as when I can shoot, because as they're turning towards me, that means that side of the ship is going down into the water a little bit, making it more difficult to citadel. But as you can see, we're getting damage off them. We're now over 100,000 damage, and there's plenty of targets left, including a half-health hood who is right on top of it. Now here I'm contemplating my existence because I know there are torpedoes likely to be coming this direction. So I go ahead, I not serve myself up against the island. I make sure that I'm in position to use all of my guns, and you can only stay broadside to me so long, hood. You will eventually get what you deserve. And that time we do manage to punch him right in the citadel, blowing his top clean off of his turret. It was gorgeous. Sorry, hood, but you got hooded. Now, we are going to move forward. Why? Because for a moment, we spotted a destroyer, and that destroyer was very low health. And I'm going to showcase just why the Colorado is so good. It's literally an Alabama at Tier 6, basically. It's got the 16-inch 45 caliber guns, like the Alabama, and it's got amazing turning radius. Doesn't quite have the torpedo protection of the Alabama, but the turning on this thing is amazing. And you guys know me, I like my turning. Now this guy, he shoots his load a little early. I know the feeling. I've been there. We just did this. But look at those torpedo beats. No problem. And now you gotta be crapping yourself, Sunshine, because you know I am bow tanking a Colorado, which means I cannot afford to give up the side of my ship right now. However, this guy is not long for this world. And we use the front gun only to shoot at him. And then we start turning, we avoid the torpedoes, and now that we know that we're avoiding the torpedoes, we try to stay angled to the Colorado, meanwhile delivering a mostly full broadside to punch him right in the mouth. And we take about a quarter of his health right off the bat, making this a much more even fight. And by even fight, I mean we're closer to the same amount of health, even though I still have a health disadvantage, and there's a destroyer out there to my right somewhere. But here I make the decision, I need to push into the cap. This stops them from gaining points from this cap while I'm here. And this Colorado and I are about to have a duel. And when you're in a duel, I usually try to knock out a gun if I can. Of course, not able to knock out a gun this time. And you'll see that the guy behind me in the battleship is actually firing HE at the Colorado, which is frustrating, to say the least. But because we're maintaining a better angle against him, he doesn't get much damage. And here I am literally trying to avoid the ram. I have no more choices. I have to try to avoid the ram. He also turns to avoid the ram, which is good. I didn't want to ram him. He didn't want to ram me. That is preferable. But now we are both in a position where our guns are out of position, which means the first guy who gets his guns into position has a chance to do some damage. So you'll see I'm looking around for torpedoes right off the bat instead of getting my guns where I need them. But rather than turn and try to get the guns to bear, the front guns, I'm going to wait for my rear guns to come around. There's no need for me to give the broadside of my ship to this Colorado and tempt fate, and you can see he has the opposite idea. He goes for the front guns, goes completely broadside, and absolutely pays the price, giving me my 5th kill into the Kraken Unleashed as the torpedoes sail right past me. Now my teammate in the other battleship goes into sea, he captures that, I'm capturing this, we will have this captured very quickly. We have 175,000 damage done with a Kraken. How are we losing? Well, it's pretty simple, guys. If you give up the caps for this long, it's very difficult to win in a ranked battle. Now, he's only gaining 4. We're going to be gaining 8 in a moment. Come on, get this base capped. You can see the time's just a-ticking away. We got less than 3 minutes. We got 2 caps. There we go. We've got it capped, and now we're going to move up. Now, I've got to be careful because the Akatsuki that's against us could easily have the advantage on me. Well, I said could easily have he has the advantage on me easily and could absolutely wreck me if I'm not careful. So I'm going to wait and see, try to guess where he's at. That's basically what I'm doing. Right now he doesn't have me spotted, so he's not in any particular position that he can actually shoot me or torp me, which is good. However, now he does have me spotted, and now I've got to think, okay, well, he just came out from behind an island. The closest island to me is the big one on my left, but I think he's closer to the island on my right. I think he's over there. So you're going to see I'm going to make a turn right now to go towards that, now that I'm actually going into the cap, to stop them from capping, or stop them from getting any more points. We are going to shut them down at 956 points. From now on, the only way he can accrue points is to kill me. So that is the goal. Now, unfortunately, we are still 200 points down. And even getting all 3 caps here isn't going to be enough. And you can see I made a pretty decent choice of where he was at. Those were shot from the gap in the rocks to my left, which means he's likely to come out from the gap even further left. But I didn't have enough time to get the guns on him as I captured this base, and now we are getting 12 points every, second and a half, 2 seconds, something like that. He pops out, and I only have the front guns that I can shoot him with, unfortunately. And so, while we go ahead and take the shot, we're not able to take him out. We only do roughly a 1/5 of the health of damage to him. Or, didn't quite have enough. And just as we start thinking about getting the rear guns involved, he manages to smoke up. And now, I have a choice. I have to run straight at him, but look at the timer. There's only 40 seconds left. Are we going to have enough time to have enough points to pass him? Unfortunately, no. We're going to come up just shy of being able to catch him on points. Just shy. Which is unfortunate because otherwise this was one hell of a match. And I'm sorry that I didn't get to show you guys the match in the Tier 5 ranks where I did 180,000 damage and lost. But hopefully this is a good consolation because I did 180,000 damage again and lost. What is it with ranked battles and me carrying super hard that makes my team just completely potato? Like, you would think that if I'm able to do 180,000 damage and 5 out of the 6 kills that were done on the enemy team, that my team would have done something at some point. But unfortunately, potato's gonna potato. We did the best we could. This was literally our very first ranked battle at Tier 6, and it was a doozy. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, punch the like button for me, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.